I speak to you in the name of the one holy and living God. Please sit. Well, the second paragraph of the Declaration of Independence, read to the Second Continental Congress in Philadelphia on July 4, 1776, boldly proclaims, "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, and that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among them are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness." And it goes on that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men. In other words, the purpose of government is to secure those things that we affirm, that we believe are of great value. And then follows an extensive list of the offenses of the monarch, the British crown, against the people of the colonies. And I highly recommend that you read that list. It's quite edifying. You might do it in lieu of a barbecue, who knows. There are 56 signers, or signatures, on the Declaration of Independence. This declaration directed to the British monarch, the colonists, and potential allies of this newborn nation. And did you know, of the 56 people who signed, 32 of them identified themselves as Episcopalian or Anglican churchmen. Yes, they were all men. Right? They, for the most part, were members of their vestries. They were leaders. Even though their adherence to the Orthodox beliefs is questionable. I mean, did they actually put their beliefs into action? So let us pause before we judge them. So this morning, I would like to suggest that from the inception, this grand experiment of the United States has been fraught. It's fraught because the audacious aspiration to ensure access to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness for all people puts us crosswise with ourselves individually and collectively. You see, if we affirm that all people are indeed created equal, how can we justify programs and policies that benefit some groups to the detriment of others? Think, I don't know, indigenous people of the North American continent. And if we act to ensure access to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness for all, how can we justify securing our wealth by benefiting from others' labor? Think slaves. I don't know, purchased and imported wives, outsourcing. And if we believe all people are endowed by God, how can we fail to respect the dignity of every human being, even those whose race, gender, age, ability, sexual orientation, social status, religious or political preferences different than ours? From the beginning, as individuals and as a nation, we, the people, have endured a tug of war within us and among us, a war between our high-minded ideals and our inordinate desires for personal security, safety, esteem, power, and control. If we put this in theological terms, it points to the abyss between orthodoxy, which is right belief, and orthopraxy, which is right action. See, it's really fairly easy to say, we hold these truths to be self-evident that all people are created equal. Now, is that hard? And never once have I heard a parishioner complain, oh, I cannot reaffirm those baptismal vows, especially that one where you ask, will you strive for justice and peace among all people and respect the dignity of every human being? Yeah, I will. I've never heard one person say, I've got a problem with that. So the question is not, do we believe these truths? Do we have right beliefs? The question is, how do we live into them? And if we're honest, the answer is, with so much difficulty. Because we are conflicted. You see, on the one hand, our deepest true self knows what is right and good and aligned in the will of God. This is our still small voice that dwells deep within us. The indwelling spirit. This is our inheritance. The light of Christ that opens our eyes to see reality as it is. And it stretches our hearts to feel compassion for all people and creation. And it compels us to act for the common good, even at our own expense. This is our true self. And on the other hand, there is our social, cultural, emotional self that hears many voices echoing through the ages. Oh, you better look out for number one. You can't trust those people. Life, is a zero-sum game. The more that guy gets, the less available for you. Whatever you do, don't rock the boat. You don't want any troublemakers around here. You fill in the blanks. You know what your voices are. And this conflict, it percolates within us, even as it lays siege to the world around us. Orthodoxy, orthopraxy, right belief, right action. As individuals and as a nation, we have been wrestling with this for 244 years, people. And we are divided. We are divided within ourselves and among ourselves. And of course, that includes the 56 signers of the Declaration of Independence. Just like us. So Phyllis Tickle, who died in the year 2015, was an American writer, poet, and an authority on religion, and she sparked the imagination of the emerging church in the United States and beyond. And Tickle wrote a prayer that I think is especially germane to this moment in our life together. And she calls it Prayer of Mourning. I am so weary, Father, weary of using myself as the measure of everything and everybody. Just for this one day, I beg you, help me find release from the old pattern of seeing the different from me as either less than me or more than me. Grant instead that for just this one day at least, I may see everything and everybody that I meet in terms of how I want you to see me at day's end. Turning to the parishioner who, when asked, will you strive for justice and peace among all people and respect the dignity of every human being, and without hesitation proclaimed, I will. Phyllis Tickle's prayer reminds us that something important is missing from this gentleman's high-minded response. the appointed response to the question is, I will, with God's help. With God's help, because without God's help, we cannot live into God's dream for humanity. We have 244 years of practice, people. Yes, we can join the 56 signers of the Declaration of Independence. We can set our minds on big, beautiful, audacious dreams, such as all men, all people are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain undeniable rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We can add our names to that list of signatures, and, very important, and we must simultaneously remember we are subject to social, cultural, political, and religious voices that demand we sell or shun or sacrifice our dream, God's dream. Why? In order to fit in, to belong, to toe the party line, or claim a sliver of security, safety, esteem, power, and control for ourselves, regardless of the cost to others. It is true. So let me ask you, do you hold these truths to be self-evident? That all people are created equal? That they are endowed by the Creator with certain unalienable rights. Among those are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So if somewhere deep inside of you, you're moved to nod your head, you heard a still small voice inside, something niggled in you, tickled you, gave you pause to take a breath, that is your true self. And I implore you, pray. Pray every morning that God will help you. That God will help you put flesh on the bones of your high-minded beliefs. That God will breathe life into your true self, that you might reveal the goodness and truth and the beauty that you are. Because, dear people of God, orthodoxy is dead. Orthodoxy is dead until it is vivified by orthopraxy. Amen.